to talk a little bit about something that nobody wants to talk about. Suicide. This is a really hard subject for me, but I'm going to do my best to get through it without losing my shit, so stay with me. For those of you that don't know me, I've been affected by this directly more than once in the past 5 years. My dad committed suicide in November 2014, so every year around this time I start to become really emotional and lost. The last couple of years I've tried to just open up about it and maybe help myself heal. Maybe let somebody know that might be thinking about it, the seriousness of it all. And the aftermath of it from a loved one's perspective. You know, I told you guys I'm writing a book, so I'd like to share a little bit of that with you right now. This is out of my book. My dad always drank beer since I can remember. He never really bothered anybody, just kind of sat at his house most of the time and drank his Coors Light. He lived in Klamath for forever, and he moved over to Bend for a job that he loved, but this took him away from his family. Me and my dad, we were really close. We were like best friends. You know, we were best friends. I shared everything with him. Even though I was going to get my ass chewed, I still looked forward to his advice because it was real. He was in a very toxic relationship, and being so far away from us kids, I think that made him really dependent on women. He fell into a deep depression, and he started drinking heavily. He told me he was seeing a doctor, and the doctor had him on antidepressants. You know, obviously I'm not a fan of this, given my experience with doctors and the help they provided me. So I knew I had to act fast. I begged him to go into rehab, you know, to get the proper help he needed, but he refused. He was afraid. He was afraid of losing everything that he worked so hard for, you know, his house, his trucks, his trailers, everything. You know, Kelly and I, we racked our brains, and we came up with a plan. You know, we were just going to make it happen. Take care of my niece and all of his shit. So I promised him that he wouldn't lose anything and gain his life back. One day we were talking on the phone, and he agreed, you know, and I couldn't believe it. We immediately started working out the arrangements, and then out of nowhere, I got the worst phone call you can imagine. You know, it was my wife. She was crying. He's gone, she said. And I was just like, what? You know, who's gone? The fuck are you talking about, Kelly? And there was a really long pause, and she didn't want to tell me. Babe, he's gone, she said. He shot himself, and I was fucking pissed, and I said, who? I screamed, who? She said, your dad. He's gone. And she just lost it, and I said, I'm on my way. I dropped my bags, left my tools, left my trailer, and hauled ass home all the way from Grants Pass. And I was shaking. I was just thinking it had to be a mistake. I just fucking talked to him. You know, he said he's going to rehab. He promised me. He probably just got hurt really bad, or maybe he's unconscious. Where is she getting this information? Why haven't the fucking police called me? What the fuck is going on? There's no way this is happening. You know, it was a mess, and I was a mess. We all met up, and grandparents' house, and then just jumped in the car and we went to Bend. We said maybe 3 words to each other the whole way there, and it was just all just kind of in disbelief. We met the detectives, got the keys to his house, and Kelly and my grandparents took the baby back home, and they left me at his house trying to piece this puzzle together. Over the next 4 days, I found no answers, only just more anger and more frustration. And my dad always had a fridge full of Coors Light, and I fucking went to war with myself. If there ever was a time that my relapse would be excused and understood, this would be it. I deserve this. That's what I told myself. I deserve this. Back and forth, fucking for hours. I ended up convincing myself I had to stay sober for the tough decisions that were gonna have to be made. I knew if I broke weak, that the whole family would all hell would break loose. So, I had no idea how hard it was about to be. My aunt and uncle were coming to help me pack in a couple of days, and my dad's room was a mess. It had to be cleaned before they got there. But I didn't know who to call. I didn't know who cleans blood and flesh off of fucking walls and furniture. I had no idea. So I called the detective, and he gave me the number to a few cleaning companies. He also gave me the chaplain's number. Obviously he could sense I was unstable. So I called around, but I couldn't afford any of the services. It wasn't an option. I was lost, so I called the chaplain. He came over. We talked. It was really weird. He was only a couple years older than I was, and he was just really calm about everything. And I was all over the place, so it really made me mad in a way. I told him about my anger and frustration with the cleaning services and them trying to profit off of someone in such a position. It just made me fucking sick. He volunteered to do the job, and he just went home, he grabbed his shit, and he came back and he went to work. I'll never forget listening to him trying to get the mattress to his van. I peeked around the corner, and he tried to cover it up, but I saw, and I had to turn around. I couldn't help. I didn't have it in me. He finished up, and I expressed my gratitude. I had a couple $100, and I tried to offer it to him, and he refused. He looked at me, and he told me, things are about to change. You have to stay strong. They need you. Take care of yourself. And he left. It was really weird because I never mentioned a word about my addiction or me being on the verge of relapse, but he knew. He knew. He could feel it. There isn't a day that goes by I don't think about my dad, and I need to tell him that it's gonna be okay. That we can get through this. I've done it. Please just let me help you. I need him to believe in me. I feel like I let him down. I know that in my heart, if he wouldn't have been taking those pills, that he would be alive today. Maybe not sober, but alive. I know that. fucking drug companies, man. You think I don't know that you think that we don't know that the drug companies are paying you to push their product? You think it's hard to bend science into your favor? You think it's okay to misuse your patient's trust? I don't give a fuck how long you went to school, you know? I don't give a fuck about your one-sided studies that you manipulate to support your theory. You think I'm a fucking sheep?